And the number one thing Rob Gronkowski spends his millions on is Rob Gronkowski is an American football player who was born in Amherst, New York. Rob Gronkowski, excellent at football throughout his high school years, eventually receiving multiple honors his senior year, including being named a Prep Star All-American and an Associated Press Class 4A All-State athlete. He went on to college at the University of Arizona, where he set multiple school records as a tight end and was named an All-Pac-10 first-team tight end. The New England Patriots drafted him after his sophomore year. As a Patriot, he has set multiple records, including the record for most touchdown receptions by a tight end. He is a 5-time Pro Bowl champion and a 4-time All-Pro selection. He won 3 Super Bowls during his career. With a net worth of $40 million, allow us to show you what Rob Gronkowski does with his millions. But first, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you turn on notifications as we are releasing new videos. Number 5. He doesn't spend his NFL money. I'm sure this first entry on the list is going to be very shocking for you, because when you think about Rob Gronkowski, you don't think about a guy who's all there. We've seen him do all sorts of things that have us questioning his intelligence, but when you get past that hulking exterior, you're going to find that not only is he rather smart, he's smart in the ways that matter, including how he uses his money. By his own admission, from the moment that he got to the NFL to the extension that he got through the Patriots, making him a highly paid player worth tens of millions and more, he didn't spend a dime of his money on personal spending. He saved it all. To this day, I still haven't touched one dime of my signing bonus or NFL contract money. I live off my marketing money and haven't blown it on any big expensive cars, expensive jewelry, or tattoos, and still wear my favorite pair of jeans from high school. I don't hurt anyone, except Gord with the occasional kick to the groin. I don't do drugs, I don't drive drunk, I don't break the law. I'm a 23-year-old guy just looking to have a fun time, he said. To many of you, that's going to sound relatively insane. In the good way, of course. After all, many of us dream of having the freedom to have tens of millions of dollars and spending money on things that are cool to us, but maybe no one else. And sure, some of us say that we'll save a large chunk of our fortunes, but we all know that won't really happen, right? In fact, that's why Gronk, as he is known, is technically one of the smartest people in the entire history of NFL. Because while many stars and up-and-coming players blow through their money, Gronk saves it, and he saves it happily. If you see my NFL money, how much I've made, I've got way more than that, baby, said Gronkowski. This line of thinking was even more important in the NFL season. After coming off a Super Bowl victory, Gronk retired from the NFL, and he noted that he was in severe pain because of how hard he played in his career. He was more than happy to leave it because he didn't like the pain he was in, and I can't blame him for that. Now, he's free to do whatever he wants and knows that he has enough money to last him a lifetime, and then some. Number 4. Necklace. Now, while it's true that Gronk is very wise with his money, that doesn't mean he's a complete hoarder of cash. He has spent some money on himself, including making a large luxury splurge in a necklace that he couldn't resist getting. When I signed my incentive deal last year, my friend had a chain, and I was like, dang man, that's a nice chain. I've never had jewelry in my life. He let me wear it last year at a party, and I was like, dang, it made me feel good. So then in the back of my head, I said if I hit all my incentives, if I do everything I need to do, get all my bonuses, put all the work in, I've got to finally treat myself. It's been 8 years. I haven't really bought anything in my career. Don't really have anything luxury like that. So last week, I finally went out and bought myself a chain. I got it on right now. It's right here, baby. I finally got one, and I love this puppy. This is my first thing I've ever gotten, and I love it. It feels good. Now I know why people got jewelry, Gronk said. It's nice to see that Gronk did spend a little money on himself. After all, he honestly does deserve a little bit of splurging, given all that he has and all that he still stands to make. But it's always good to hear about restraint, because without it, we'd all be in debt. Number 3. Private jets. Aside from the necklace, there is one thing that Gronkowski honestly does spend money on, and it's something that he only does in part right now because of costs, but does hope to get one day for himself in full. There is this one thing he wants, he says in a video interview. It's really pricey. It's the private jets. According to interviews, Gronk has used his money to go and get rides in private jets in the past to take him all over the world, and he really likes them. But as he's more than happy to note, private jets are pricey. Yes they are. But in terms of the rich and famous, they are the ultimate status symbol. Because if you go and have a private jet, then you are truly living the high life and prove that you are indeed rich. Now, that's where the rub comes in, because depending on the model, a private jet can cost millions, tens of millions, or hundreds of millions. And that's just the purchase. That's not the upkeep, fuel, licenses, and such. So for Gronk, it might just be easier for him to rent it rather than to buy it, at least for now while he consults his future. Number 2. House and condo. As noted, Gronk doesn't like to spend his money on luxurious things. This included the house that he has in Boston, Massachusetts, where he played his career with the New England Patriots. If you look at that house, you'll notice it's very basic, in a good way. But when he retired, he did splurge on a Miami condo. The corner unit was purchased for $1.7 million from retired Norwegian soccer star John Carew. Located on the 39th floor of the Marquis Miami, the combined 2 units offer 3,850 square feet of living space, including 5 bedrooms and 4.5 baths. Soaring ceilings and walls of windows provide spectacular views of the bay and ocean. The open layout features a living space with a sleek kitchen and dining area. A lofted mezzanine looks over the main living space. The master suite features floor-to-ceiling windows, deck access, and a bath with dual vanities. The 2-floor abode also includes a wraparound deck, 3 parking spaces, and laundry. So it appears that Gronk is trying to live it up in his retirement, and owning a beachfront property is a good way of going about by that. And because of its location, it might be helpful for his next career. And the number one thing Rob Gronkowski spends his millions on is wrestling training. So as we wrap up this video, let's not look at the past of Rob Gronkowski, but the future, and it's one that was actually teased in his past. You see, Rob is a big guy. That's what made him one of the most dominant NFL players of his time, and easily one of the best tight ends in the history of the NFL. But that frame of his allows him to do other things, such as the one time he showed up in WWE via their event known as WrestleMania. It was during the pre-show of the event during a Battle Royal match. During the bout, a wrestler named Jinder Mahal, who is a heel wrestler, insulted Gronkowski and doused him with a drink. Gronk, in a scripted segment, went and beat up on Jinder, including using some of his football moves to get the job done. When he was finished, he and former football player turned wrestler buddy of his celebrated a win. Little did we know that once Gronk retired, he would head to WWE. In fact, the news of this came very recently as Gronkowski confirmed that he had signed with the WWE. So where does that come in with his money? Simple. He's no doubt paying trainers and working out with the WWE crew at their performance center in order to get into the best shape possible to be ready for ring action. Doesn't he already have football training? You might be asking, and he does. But ask any wrestler and they'll tell you it's a lot more physical than you think. You're not just doing choreographed moves, you're taking bumps that will hurt and can injure. While Gronk is in shape, he's not in WWE shape, at least not yet, but with the right training, he'll be there in no time. And given a certain CEO's love of big men in WWE, he'll likely be getting a push before we know it. So what do you think? What do you think of all the things, or lack of things, that Rob Gronkowski has spent his money on in his career? What do you think he'll do with his WWE money that he gets? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching Lux, the channel dedicated to all things rich and luxurious. If you like this video, make sure you check out some of our other videos, and to be notified when we release new videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until next time.